You struggle with under eye hollows and darkness, so you use concealer to brighten them. But then the concealer creases in the fine lines and wrinkles. So of course you use powder to set it, but then the powder makes you look dry and crepey, and the texture under the eyes looks way worse. You just look more wrinkly. So what do you do? What do you do? Everyone is asking this because, well, it's incredibly annoying if I'm being frank. My name is Ala Shapira. I'm a spa owner and I help people look their best. And I've been struggling a lot with the under eye issues lately. Every year I get more pronounced hollows under my eyes, and every year my concealer starts looking worse and worse and worse. But luckily for you, I spent the last few months testing different products, so you don't have to. Today's video is a highly requested under eye masterclass. First thing you need to is to prep your skin under the eye so that the makeup sits on top of it really nicely and does not want to crease or look chalky or dry. So we are going to use a lightweight moisturizer that hydrates and isn't too oily or too greasy. And the one that I like is this one. It's called Murad Environmental Shield Vitamin C Eyes. And vitamin C is fantastic for you in the morning. So use this one before your makeup. And you will see it has this brightening coloring, and you really need a little bit of it. After this, I'm also going to prep my skin on my face because we will need to put makeup on as well. You can't do concealer without the makeup because it looks weird otherwise. So for the face prep, I use Dr. Babor, the Cure Cream, and you can purchase it through the link that I will leave below. So you don't need a lot. And also remember to moisturize your neck whenever you put moisturizer on your face and on your hands as well. So before applying the concealer, we're going to apply foundation. In my case, I'm actually going to use tinted moisturizer from Alastin Skincare. It's a hydrating pro mineral sunscreen. It has sunscreen. It has pretty good coverage. So for every day, this is sufficient. You don't need makeup. And you really don't need a lot of it because it has really good coverage. And one trick when applying your SPF, do not forget to apply it on your nose. For some reason, for many years, I would just apply it everywhere and wouldn't apply here. I just wasn't paying attention. And as a result, I have hyperpigmentation here. Make sure you do not apply your makeup under your eye. The makeup that is made for your face does not look good under your eyes, so never apply makeup over there. And let's bring it just a little bit down so there is no this separation. Sometimes you see people's face and neck looking differently because people don't bring their makeup down to their neck. Make sure not to apply foundation around the eye, and the reason is because the skin is very thin and it's very mobile. We laugh, we smile, we scrunch our faces, we do different things, and whenever there is a lot of movement, there is a lot of lines there. With all of that movement, the more product we put on top of the movement, the more we are going to have issues. So we want to layer it very strategically so that we have as few products there as possible to achieve the result that we want to achieve. Next step is concealer. When picking up the concealer, avoid the following mistakes. Do not use the concealer that is too light in color. And the reason is that too light color will not have the power to color the blue or purple on the eye. Do not use the formulations that are really dense on the eyes, that is too textured, aka wrinkles. So what do we want? We want a peachy color corrector to counter blue and purple. And here I have Prism Libre from Givenchy. Has a really nice color. Another product that I used to love is from Charlotte Tilbury color corrector. It's in this cream formulation. I used a lot of it, but for some reason, it doesn't look good on me anymore. I don't know if the product went bad or if my skin aged more. So let me apply this concealer. Another product that also is very good is Color Science. It's called Total Eye. It's 3-in-1. It has SPF, it has color correction, and it has an eye cream. It's not as good as this. If you are home, like just around the house, you can just use this. But if you go to work, I recommend a product like this. And let's apply it into the eye area here. Do not apply it all over, just in the parts where you see blue. And you see the color, it's very peachy, and this is going to counteract the dark blue and purple. So after we applied, we're going to use the brush. You can use a finger to pat it down. You do not want to do these movements, stretching the product from one side to the other. You want to pat. And the brush I'm going to use is this. It's Sephora number 57, called Pro Concealer. Next mistake many people do is not correcting the eyelid and the corner of the eye right here, which many of us have blue. Look at this blue here. And we can use the same color corrector to correct the eyelid as well. If you have an eyelid primer, you can use it as well. And you will need to set it, otherwise you are going to end up with crease on your eyelid area after some time. So let me show you how to do that. So now do you see how it is more even? I still have under eye circles. We're going to work on it more. We're not done yet, so stay until the end. Next step is to use the powder to set the under eye and lid concealer. When we use creamy products, we need to set it with the powder. Otherwise, you are going to have, like after you walk around for a little bit, you will have the product settle in the lines and it will be visible. So we're going to set the eyes. For the powder, you can't use just any powder. You need to use the powder that is very finely milled. Or you can use a skin matching eyeshadow. We will use the same brush and I'm going to set it with Givenchy Prism powder. So let's do that next. We're going to do under and over the eye. Also, Charlotte Tilbury has a very good powder that I ordered but I don't have yet. It's specifically formulated for this purpose, for under and over the eyes. And you can see on the side the concealer already settled in the line here. Do you see that? So we're going to use the powder to prevent this from happening. I took too much, don't do that. Look at this. Okay, next step. Now we're going to set this area with a finishing spray. You know the finishing spray that you use for your face makeup? We're going to spray it on the brush and use the brush to pat it in the areas that we just concealed. And this will make the formula crease less. Now we still have some darkness. We are going to use a bright concealer on top of the peach concealer to cover this darkness. And the one that I have here is again from, this is Giorgio Armani. And this one is not too light. So you don't want too light because it's not going to cover as good as something that is closer to your skin color. Again, we are not doing the whole thing. We're just applying to where the darkness is. And we're going to use the brush again to pat it down like so. Again, we're going to spray the finishing spray on the brush and set this concealer. You want the concealer that is full coverage for this step, and I feel this wasn't the best concealer. I ordered the concealer from Tarte, which is supposed to be more coverage. I'm actually going to try something else. I have this concealer from Sisley, it is more high coverage. I think it may be too light. Let's just experiment with it. And we're also going to do this little lift here. I feel this is looking much better. And again, I'm going to set it with the finishing spray. So what are the other mistakes that we should avoid doing when we have dark under eye circles? We do not want to use brown bronzy blush because we do not want to bring that darkness back. So what we do, we want to use a pink bright brush and apply it not too low, apply it to this area here. And let's do that. And I'm going to be using Rhode blush drops. It's amazing. Love this formulation. You really don't need a lot. So I apply this here, and this is probably going to be sufficient for the whole area. And I'm going to use the brush to take the color like this. And we apply it up top here towards the temple like so. Look how beautiful this color is. And did you see how much I used? Let's finish the look. Let's apply mascara and lips. For the lips, I'm going to use Victoria Beckham lip balm. It is this beautiful red color. It's hydrating. You don't need pencil to use it. And for my eyelashes, I love Tarte. I have different mascaras. This is Tartelette Tubing Mascara in black. It gives you long and thick lashes. So this is the last step, and then we are ready to go. If you want, you can apply something on your eyelids, but I think this is put together for every day, going to work, doing your chores outside of home. And I always say, change your mascaras every 3 months. This is super important if you don't want to have any eye infections. Even if you don't use the mascara, but you used it 3 months ago and it's sitting for 3 months, the bacteria in it is growing. We don't want that. We replace mascaras every 3 months. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, you probably like this video, so please like it and subscribe as it helps me grow here on YouTube.